You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible in Syracuse. Remember we had the students on, and we were talking about the protesting of hate crimes on that campus. Well, now the students are complaining by saying that those protesting racism are actually being suspended. The group Not Against SU staged an occupation on Monday night inside of Crouse-Hinds Hall, administrative building where Chancellor Kent Syverud's office are located. The students who have called for his resignation live streamed the protest on social media and also posted the suspension letters they received. The letter reads in part, "This is a warning that unauthorized presence at Crouse-Hinds Hall outside its regular operating hours of 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. is in violation of the campus disruption policy. Failure to comply with this directive will result in disciplinary charges through the Code of Student Conduct and may result in an interim suspension from the university. The university has suspended roughly 30 students for protesting white supremacy, hate crimes that students say have not been properly dealt with by school officials. While suspended, students who live on campus are only allowed in the dormitories and dining halls, but not in any other Syracuse University-owned property. Any student found in violation of this could be arrested for trespass." What's crazy here is, Teresa, is that the students who committed the hate crimes, none of them suspended, but they're suspending the protesters.
Right.
Sort of weird.
Well,
it's a disgrace. And I think the students were absolutely right. But again, I think we need to, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this today, so I'm a little shocked because this is the type of news that has to keep going nationally. So we can start having those dialogues and probably doing something a little bit more. But obviously it's a disgrace.
well, there's a dichotomy here that's not being discussed. That is, the administration would argue that these controlled protests by white nationalists or those who have committed these hate crimes are either under investigation or otherwise. In regard to the students, the administration doesn't want the counter-protests, and so they're threatening to arrest them for trespass. If I were the students, I'd press the issue the way you're pressing it on this package and then get arrested for trespass, right? And get to court and make it an even bigger issue that would fly in the face of the administration's position. The administration wants to intimidate them and control their protests or reduce their protest, eliminate it, as opposed to them forming, protesting in those areas where they've been told they can't, get arrested, and then try the case, if you will.
I think that's a great idea.
Try the case, because that will force the administration to put their policies and that comparative between the hate crime, those people who commit the hate crime, it will be a comparative in court where a jury or a judge will have to render a decision. The administration doesn't want that.
I bet you they changed their policies after that.
The administration absolutely does not want that. Federal courts across the country, especially over the last decade, 15 or so years, have ruled time and time and time again that essentially free speech zones, which, you know, Syracuse is kind of de facto trying to put in place here when trying to control protests, are unconstitutional.
Yeah, why isn't civil obedience a First Amendment issue?
Are unconstitutional.
Just like the hate crimes, they would argue, which is hate speech, would argue they have a right
and I would take it a step further. I would take it a step further. If the university is acting slow and moving slow in these hate crimes, I do what the folk down in North Carolina did with the Silent Sam statue. You go after the major donors of the endowment, and you put in front of them and say, listen, are you going to continue to give major gifts to this university that is covering and hiding and not actively taking up cause against hate crimes that are taking place on this campus? And once you start hitting that endowment, then you'll see action
from the university. Or sue them for discrimination, or sue them for uneven enforcement of these First Amendment issues.
I mean, if there was only a high-powered corporate lawyer here that could help him with that lawsuit.
If you had the retainer, I'd be happy to do it.
I'm sorry. You know one?
What is into you today?
No, I'm just asking. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, so a lot of y'all
always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, you know, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike other, because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to rolandmartin.com/pocket squares. So it's rolandmartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at rolandmartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, it goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.